Hello everyone, this is Ishani and you're watching Ishani Side. Okay, so this was a very Disney inspired intro, but do not judge me because this is actually the first time I'm filming a YouTube video and I am kind of nervous about it. Yes, I've posted on Reels, yes, I have posted shorts, but this is the first time that I'm speaking to the camera. So please do not judge me if I make any kind of mistake. So now, without wasting any time, let's get started. As the heading or the title of my video suggests, we are here to talk about the Global Korean Scholarship. These past few days I had been contemplating to make a video because I was in the same position last year and I really needed all the help that I could get because I was under a lot of pressure. So I really do understand the pressure that the applicants must have been feeling right now, because last night NIIED had released the guidelines for the Global Korean Scholarship 2025 for the graduate degrees. And yes, it is much earlier as compared to the other years. So this was kind of like a shocker, and there are many people who are kind of worried right now because of the early release of the guidelines. So I do understand that, and I felt that this can be the right time to make such videos to guide the applicants who are trying for the scholarship this year. So let's first get started and know what exactly is GKS. So GKS, or the Global Korean Scholarship, is a government-funded scholarship which the government usually does to enhance the international relations, and they are basically providing opportunities to the international student to pursue their dream of achieving higher education here in South Korea. So it is basically beneficial for all the countries involved and also for South Korea, as they are basically enhancing the friendly relationships with other countries. So a really good decision on the government. So the scholarship is divided by GKS undergraduate and the GKS graduate degrees. The undergraduate program is basically for the students who want to pursue the bachelor's degree here in South Korea, whereas the graduate program is for the students who want to achieve their master's degree, doctoral degree, or want to do the research work here in South Korea. Now, the master's degree program is basically 1 year of Korean language program and then 2 years of degree program, whereas the doctoral degree is 1 year of Korean language and then 3 years of degree program. The research program is for 6 months or 1 year. So according to the guidelines, you can look into what you are exactly interested in and pursue the same program. However, you do not need to attend the Korean language program if you already have topic level 5 or 6. But if you do not have that level of topic or Korean proficiency, then you will have to mandatorily go through the Korean language program. Now, if you look into the guidelines, the quota has been clearly stated over there, that how many seats are there for the general category, for the overseas Korean, and for the IRTS. So IRTS is the International Reconstruction Talent Scholarship, which is basically for the Ukrainian applicants. Now, when we look into the guidelines, there are universities specified as Type A and Type B. So Type A universities are basically the bigger universities which are located in Seoul, or the capital city of South Korea, and the Type B universities are the universities which are in provincial regions, not in the capital city. So it also depends via which track you are applying, because the GKS program is divided into 2 tracks, the embassy track and the university track. If you are applying via the embassy track, so you get to apply for the 3 universities of your choice, whereas for university track, you get to apply only for 1 university. Now, when you apply through the embassy track, you have to mandatorily select at least one Type B university, and the rest other 2 universities can either be Type A or B, that is your choice. But if you apply via the university track, you have the option to select any of them, but you will have to be mindful of the quota, because the quota has also been divided as RGKS and general according to the university track. So I'm Indian, so I'm basically going to tell you about the quota for India. For India, the quota for the embassy track is 25, whereas for university track, it's 44. There are 4 seats or 4 quota for the general university track and 40 for the RGKS. So if you want to apply through the RGKS to improve your chances, then you will have to choose the Type B universities. But if you just want to go to a type A university which is located in Seoul, then you will have to apply through the general quota in the university track, but the chances can be a little less because the seats are just 4. So choose wisely and make your own decision accordingly. Now we talk about the eligibility criteria. So when I look into the guidelines, the eligibility criteria specifies the nationality. So whatever countries have been mentioned in the guidelines, the scholarship is for the people residing in those countries. So you'll have to see if your country is included in the list and accordingly apply for the scholarship. The next is the level of education. So if you're applying to the master's degree, then you must hold a bachelor's degree with you. If you're applying for the doctoral degree, then you must hold a bachelor's degree. But if you're applying for postdoctoral degree, then you have to hold a doctoral degree. For the role of exchange professors or for the program for education, science, culture, or international cooperation, you must hold a master's degree. Now we talk about the grade. So in the guideline, it has been clearly mentioned that your score percentile should be 80% or above on a 100-point scale. Or if that is not the case, then you must have to show a certificate where you have to prove that you have been ranked among the top 20% of your class. Now, if you have an academic transcript with a CGPA or ranking information, then that is all right. But if your CGPA is not on the scale of 4.0, 4.3, 4.5, 5.0, or on a 100 scale, then you will have to convert your transcript. The best app that I would suggest to convert your grades to the mentioned category or the mentioned GPA would be Scholaro. Above which, if you want any more information, then let me know. I can make a video on how you can convert your grades on Scholaro so that you can have the right kind of scale and present the certificate by getting it approved or authenticated by your university. Now, if you do not exactly have your transcript with you right now, or if you have not graduated right now, then you must submit all the transcripts till the current semester. The other criteria is the age. So you must be under 40 years of age. That is, you must be born after 1st September 1985. Then there is the language ability. So if you are expected to complete the IRTS Korean language program by August 2025, then you are eligible to apply if you have acquired a TOPIK or TOPIK IBT level 3 or higher. But even if you do not have a TOPIK certificate, you are eligible to apply. So you do not have to worry about that right now. The health, which is the next criteria. So all the applicants must be in good health, mentally and physically. Then we come to the restrictions. On what criteria the people are not allowed to apply for the scholarship, or the people, even if you apply, then your scholarship can be restricted. We'll go through it now. So if you have graduated from an online curriculum from a Korean high school or a Korean university, then of course you cannot apply. And if you are in your final year in a Korean university, then you're not eligible to apply for that. If you have also previously received a scholarship from the Korean government, then you're not eligible to apply for this program. But if you're a former GKS scholar who has received scholarships from GKS non-degree programs for exchange students and IRTS Korean language program, then you can apply for this. Then there is the criteria regarding the duplicate submissions. So for the embassy track applicants, if you have passed the first round of selection, then you are not eligible to apply via the university track. And you must apply only through the one program, that is either GKS, General or IRTS or Overseas Korean program. So the thing is, embassy track has many rounds, and the first round is a screening round. So if you're not selected in the screening round, then of course you are eligible to apply for the university track. Then if you're selected through the screening round and you're allowed to go for the interview, then if you pass the interview, then you directly go for the next round, that is the NIIED round. But if you do not pass the embassy track's interview round and there is still time for the university track, then yes, you are allowed to apply for the university track. But if you have been selected through the interview of the embassy track and your application goes to NIIED and you are rejected over there, then you're not allowed to apply via the university track again. You'll have to wait for the next year to try again for the scholarship. The university track students must also apply through only one Korean program, that is the General or RGKS or Research R&D or Global Network program. You cannot apply to all of them. You have to choose one. So look into the seats, look into the quota, and see whatever suits you and should be the best for you. Also, you must check the additional restrictions, guidelines, and eligibility criteria which has been specified by each university separately. So when you look into the guidelines and go to the Study in Korea website, you will find there is a university information zip file or folder which has a list of all the universities. You have to choose the university of your choice, and then once you open the folder, there will be a list of all the majors that the university is offering this year. And the major is in which language, that would be specified over there. Apart from that, there would be specific requirements for each major. So if your major is suppose global MBA, then just search into the folder if that university is offering that major or not. And once you search and have found the particular major, then just check the requirements, whether they have any particular requirement or not. I personally am studying in SKKU right now. So when I was looking into the folder at that time, I figured that SKKU wanted an additional resume, at least 2 years of work experience, and they also wanted an IELTS score of more than 6.5. So you'll have to look into the list of the universities, look into the particular requirements, read it all thoroughly, and then according to the requirements, submit your application with everything collected nicely. Now we'll go through the list of documents which are required to be submitted. Now, as mentioned in the guidelines, there is a whole index with the list of all the documents which are required to be submitted. The first one is the application form, which is required for master's, doctoral, and research program. So it is required for all of them. So go through the application program, look into whatever is required over there, and fill it all accordingly. The second is personal statement. So personal statement is basically an essay which you write about your life. So over there you have to speak about yourself, the kind of person you are. You have to speak about your personality, your hobbies, about your earlier education in the school, what inspired you to choose a particular major, what you did in that major, what you did in the university, what kind of projects you have worked on, then what kind of extracurricular activities you had done in the past, and then what are the skills which you had acquired through those extracurricular activities, how they helped shape your personality, how they helped to build up your skills. Then if you're a working professional, then you can talk about your job, about the kind of roles that you had pursued in your job, and the kind of projects you have worked on, the kind of environment that you have been working on, what has that helped to teach you, what skills have you acquired, and how all of that would be helpful when you go for your particular major. You can talk about the inspiration for your major, on why are you inspired to study that field. Then you can also talk about why South Korea exactly, because of course you can go to literally any country in the world, but what inspired you to choose South Korea? Why is South Korea good for you? Why is South Korea good for your major? Then what are your dreams about what are your dreams after you graduate in South Korea? What kind of things do you want to work on? What are the dreams that you have about your future here in South Korea? Where do you exactly see yourself in 5 years? So literally about anything that you want to talk about, literally about anything that has helped to shape your personality, that has been your inspiration, you can talk about that. But I would advise you not to talk a lot about K-pop or K-drama, because they are very much used to these kind of answers. So I would want you to talk a lot about South Korea as a country. Why South Korea is good for your major? What is the position of South Korea, and how is South Korea working themselves so that they help to inspire you? Why do you think your future would be bright here? So you have to do a lot of research about that. For example, if you're a marketing major or if you're a business major, then you can talk about the industries in South Korea, about the marketing scene over here, about the digital technologies, and everything, whatever you see which would be important for your major. So you have to talk about that. Then the next is the study plan. So in such study plan, you have to talk about what you have already been preparing before coming to South Korea, how you have been working on improving your Korean language skills, how you have been acquiring certificates which you feel could be helpful in the future for your major, and whatever you have prepared before coming to the country. Then after that, you can write about what do you think you will be doing once you get selected and reach the country. How in South Korea you would be working to improve your Korean proficiency level, how you would be improving your abilities to communicate with the locals. Then once you start your major, what kind of projects you would be working on, how you would be focusing on your studies, what particular department would you be pursuing, and what would you be preparing for those departments. What kind of how will you do the assignments, and how will you divide your time between studying and exploring. And later on, when you work on the projects, from where would you be drawing inspiration from, and how will you be managing your time. Moreover, you can talk about after you graduate in South Korea, what you would be doing over here. Like after your graduation, what kind of companies do you think you would be working for, and whatever ideas you have regarding your plan of studying in South Korea, you can list them all over here. I will maybe making a video later if you guys want to speak about whatever I had written in my own personal statement and in my study plan. I won't exactly be saying whatever I have written, everything thoroughly. I would basically be giving you hints and pointers which you can take note of, and accordingly you can figure out what or how you want to shape it according to your choice. So if you guys want, let me know, and I would be happy to make a video on that. Then the next requirement is the research proposal, which is only applicable for the research program applicants. So the people who are in the master's or doctoral degree, they do not have to worry about that. Then one letter of recommendation. So you have to get one letter of recommendation, either from a professor in your university, or if you're working, then it can be your colleague, your senior employee, or your boss, your director, your team leader, anyone. Moreover, this time GKS has mentioned one specific rule regarding the letter of recommendation, which I'll read you right now. Okay, so over here it is mentioned that the letter of recommendation must be signed and sealed by one recommender who can evaluate the applicant's academic abilities. So we all know that. But they have mentioned this one particular thing which was not mentioned in any of the guidelines for the previous years. They have mentioned that this letter should be sent directly to the first round of selection. So it can be either your embassy or the university. The thing is that nobody is very much clear about this particular guideline right now. So I would suggest you to email your university if you're a university track applicant, or email the embassy if you're an embassy track applicant, and question them about this, that if your recommender has to send the letter of recommendation directly to them, or whether they have to give it to you and you can send it along with your application. So you have to be very clear about this. So I would suggest you to send them an email and question them regarding this. So the next requirement is letter of invitation, which is issued by the research program university. So again, this is required only for the research program applicants. Then form number 7 is Korean language program exemption application, which is only applicable for the current academic professor applicants. So it is optional for the master's or doctoral degree. If you have already received topic level 5 or 6, then I think you can be exempted from the Korean proficiency test. Then there is the GKS applicant agreement, which is attached with the application form. So once you scroll down, you can see there is this form. You have to read it thoroughly, sign it, mention a date. Then there is the personal medical assessment. This is also present in the application form. So when you scroll down, there would be this medical assessment. Read every symptom, read everything. There would be check boxes, see whatever matches your condition, check it, sign it, mention the date. Then there is the Form 10, which is the consent to collect and use personal information. So it will also be present over there. You just have to go through it and sign it. Okay, then the certificates required, that has to be apostilled and or consular confirmed. The first one is the applicant's parents, proof of citizenship or family relationship. I cannot speak about every country, but as I'm Indian, I'll speak about India. So over here for this, you will have to get your birth certificate, which would help to prove your relationship with her family. And for your parents, either you'll have to get the passports, copy of passports, or you'll have to get a voter's ID card. So if you're getting the passport, then you do not have to get it. If you're getting the copy of the passports, then you do not have to get them apostilled. But if you are getting a voter's ID card for your family, if you're getting the printout of that, then yes, they have to be apostilled. Then for the bachelor's graduation certificate or diploma, of course, you'll have to give your bachelor's degree. But there is a rule over here. I'll read it out to you right now. For the certificate of graduation, you have to, the applicants who are actually expected to graduate by 31st July 2025, you can also apply to the program with a certificate where the expected graduation date has to be mentioned. So those applicants can submit their final official graduation certificate or diploma to GKS Center or NIIED by 31st July 2025. The applicants who have already graduated, you just have to submit your graduation degree. But for those who have not yet, and the expected graduation date is not much later than 31st July 2025, then you can just submit a certificate or letter stating your expected graduation date. That is it, but you have to submit the official one by 31st July. Because temporary certificates are actually not considered valid or accepted as official documents, that is why you have to mandatorily submit the official ones to the NIIED or GKS. Okay, so when you go through the guidelines, there is an entire page where they have explained about every required application document, like the proof of citizenship or the graduation degrees, all those documents which has to be apostilled in very much detail. So if you go over there, they have written a lot of information about the kind of academic transcript that they are expecting. So as I had said it earlier, your CGPA has to be on a scale of 4.0, 4.3, 4.5, 5.0 or a 100-point scale. So you have to submit a transcript converted into any of these CGPA scales as supplementary documents. So a converted transcript is also only relevant and valid when it has been authenticated by your university. There has to be a signature or a seal or a stamp by your university or the dean of your department. So after all of this, I would still ask you to go through all the details which has been mentioned in the guidelines, because this time they have mentioned everything in thorough details. So it would be very beneficial for you if you go through them again. Then there are other documents like proof of overseas Korean or adoptee, and proof of Korean citizenship, renunciation, proof of Korean War veterans, descendants, score report of Korean or English proficiency test. So actually this document, the proficiency test, these are not mandatory, but these are optionals. But if you do submit them, then you're definitely going to get additional points as it has been specified in the guidelines. So if you go down and look into the rules. Yeah, if you go down and look into the rules, there is a pointer called additional points, where it has been specified when you're going to get these additional points. So the applicants who hold a topic IBT level 3 or above, you are going to be getting some additional points for your application, 10 points of the total allocated points. The descendants of Korean War veterans who have participated in the Korean War as a foreign military, they will also be given the additional points, which is 5% of the total allocated points. Then the applicants to science and engineering departments, they will also be given the additional points, which would be the 5% of the total allocated points. Now there is a whole list of the Korean proficiency test. Now if you have of not just a Korean proficiency test, actually the language proficiency test. So over there it has been mentioned on what level of topic IBT, IELTS or TOEFL is required for the points. Just go through the list and you will be noticing that your total score would be based on the language proficiency score distribution criteria by each institution. So of course it is not a mandatory thing that you have to submit, but if you have it, it is going to be very beneficial for you. So I would suggest you to attach these documents if you have them, or you can try to apply for them and give the exam and get the document in the right time so that you can get the additional points. But again, these are not mandatory. Apart from that, the other requirement is other materials. That basically includes all your additional certificates or documents which you think will help to highlight your application to the embassy or the university. Whatever you think would make you look good, would make your profile look good and competitive, you can attach any of those documents, and those would actually be really helpful for you. So if you have acquired any certificates in the extracurricular activities, or if you have certificates for any of the courses that you had pursued in the past, or if you had been acquiring certain skill and you have a certificate for as a proof of that, then you can attach all of those. If you have some additional letter of recommendations, then you can also attach those as additional documents over here. So whatever you feel would make your profile look good, attach it. Do not think it twice. Then a passport copy. So this is again an optional requirement. So if you have a passport copy, then it would be really nice if you can attach it. Again, it's not mandatory, there are no points for this, but I think it would be helpful. Also, if you have any more doubts, just let me know in the comment section and I would be happy to make a video on it or answer those doubts to you via the comments. So basically this was all it regarding the GKS application and how you can fill it out. If you want, I can make a video on my SOP and the study program, so just let me know about that. Okay, so regarding me, my name is Ishani. I am from India and I'm here in South Korea to pursue my master's degree in global MBA, which I would be doing in SKKU, that is Sungkyunkwan University. Right now I am in SKKU Suwon campus and I am actually in the SLI program, that is the Korean language proficiency program. So I'm here to get my topic level 3, and once I get my topic level 3, then this year in August I would be starting my master's degree, that is the MBA in Seoul in SKKU. Before this I was actually I had actually done my bachelor's in electronics and telecommunication engineering in India, and I have 4 years of work experience. I had done an internship in a marketing company and I was also employed in one of the Big 4 companies. So this is basically it about me. If you want me to talk a lot about my profile, which you feel is could be important factor while the selection happens, let me know about it. I would be happy to make a video on that as well. I'll be talking about my profile, about all the certificates that I had submitted and what I feel could be an important factor which could have facilitated the selection. So if you're interested, let me know. So this was my very first video. I am not sure how it was and if it was even helpful for you or not. I know it wasn't the best, it wasn't smooth, but I tried my best. So yeah, I'll try to make myself better, make better videos if you want in the future. And yeah, this was it about the Global Korean Scholarship 2025. So see you guys. I wish you all the good luck while you fill out the application form. All right then, see you next time.